Hi, this is the third video in our series of article formatting videos. In this video we're going to just discuss the commonly used formatting tools that are available to us in our text editor. We're going to look at bold, italic and underlining, number and bulleted lists, indenting, increasing and decreasing. We're going to look at text justification, block justification, left, center and right. We're going to have a look at the undo and redo buttons. We've touched briefly on it. We're also going to look at how we can insert a horizontal line across the whole of our page if we want to. And then we're going to talk a little bit about text color and background coloring. So far we have created an article. We talked a little bit about the title and categories, and we looked at the article body. We checked spelling, we formatted the font and the size, and we talked a little bit about paragraphs. This time we will go into more formatting tools. As always, you have to sign in to the website to be able to edit a document. This is the editor button. All we have to do now is we have to click on edit, which will pull our document into our text editor. Right, so the first thing that we want to talk about is the section of the toolbar over there, which denotes bold text, italic text and underline. Very simply, if you select a word or more, any amount of text that you would select, you could change the font into bold. Right, if we select some more text, we can change that into italics. Also very simple to do, as you can see. And of course we can select, make another selection like that, and click on the underline button, which will underline our text. That was really very simple. Right, another thing we can do is we can convert some of our text into bulleted or numbered lists. I'm going to change the document just slightly to illustrate that. I'm just going to create a few lines like that. So if I select those 4 lines, I can simply then click on that tool, which will either insert or remove a numbered list. So it really toggles whether you insert or remove a numbered list. If it is not numbered yet and we click on it, it'll convert it into a numbered list, as you can see there. Of course, the opposite is also true. If I select all those 4 lines again and I click on the same button, it'll remove the text for me. Of course, it also changes the formatting of our lines a little bit. If I undo, I can put the text back in undo more. I didn't want numbered lists, but I want to change it to a bulleted list. I can do the exact same, and of course you can reverse that as well. Right, the next thing is indenting. So if I would choose any one line, just click on the line which you want to indent. I can increase the indent for that one specific line, like so, or I can decrease the indent for one specific line. So this is very useful when you want to take a bulleted list and you want to make sub-bullets. Right, so the next thing I want to talk about briefly will be the text justification. Now, this part of our toolbar will justify our text left, center, right, or block. So, for instance, if we select that paragraph, the whole paragraph, and we would click on the center button, you will see that every line is centered across the width of our article. If we would use the undo button, it's now still selected. If we wanted right justified, now left justified means that it is neatly ordered on the left and ragged on the right. Right justified would be the opposite of that. It is neatly lined on the right hand side, but on the left hand side it is ragged. So that's what right justified would look like. Just to undo that, if I want to block justify it, now block justify mean that you do not have a ragged edge on either side of the text. It spaces out the words very neatly so that you have a complete block. Now for big blocks of text that looks very neat in articles. So if I would select the whole article, of course I can do it like I did with click and drag, or I can click there and I click on block justify. That would block justify all the normal paragraphs properly, but you will notice that it didn't do anything for the bulleted list, because a bulleted list you always want neatly on the one side. It is not impossible to select that and center that, for instance, like that, but that looks very awkward, doesn't it? Right, so the next thing that I want to just briefly talk about is what we've been doing all along, and that is using the undo and the redo buttons. Very useful if you changed something. For instance, I made the whole thing bold and I decided no, that doesn't look very good and I want to reverse that change. I click on the undo button, as you see on the tool tip that popped up, and it will set it back to where I had it before. If you decide no, I would like to have it all bold, you can redo what you last undid by clicking there, and neatly shows you how it remembered your last changes and it will reverse it for you. Of course you can use it more than once. That will undo, because it is not grayed out, it will allow you to undo more. As you can see there, it now undid the block justification, and you can undo all the changes that you had before. Right, or you can simply also redo them all, as you can see there. Right, the next thing that I want to illustrate is the usage of a horizontal line, inserting a horizontal line. If I would click on any one line and click on the insert a horizontal line tool, it will insert the horizontal line, and you can see it faintly there. If you want to remove that, you can of course use the undo, but if you press your backspace key now, you will remove the line that was inserted after the horizontal line. If you press it once more, you will remove the horizontal line. So if you want a horizontal line, let's say at the end of your article, you go to the very last line and you click on the horizontal line and it'll put the horizontal line in for you. Right, so what remains to be talked about now would be two very useful tools, which is the text color and the background color. Let's take the bold text and change the color. If we want to change the color of that bold text from the automatic, which is black, to a nice bright red, that's exactly what will happen. Of course, you can, instead of highlighting the text, you can highlight the background for that text. If we would select a nice bright yellow, it would work the same as a highlighting pen. This concludes this video to show you just a few things that you can do with this text editor. Feel free to play around with some of the other tools. Some are useful, some are not. Thank you for watching.